In this video, I'll be breaking down some of the latest fitness trends on social media that I've been watching over the past few weeks. From core training hacks to experimental supplements like Zeolite and Methylene Blue, are they the real deal or just another fad? Plus, the truth about muscle building myths, oil sprayers for weight loss, and why some trainers have unfair advantages. Listen in, but for the full effect, this one's probably better on YouTube or Spotify so you can watch. But if you're audio only, I'll do my best to explain these trending videos. Let's dive in. How's it going? This is Brad Williams with Over 40 Fitness Hacks Podcast, the podcast where I help you, being over 40, to fight the aging process without giving up your social life. I want to talk about this new SKOOL program I just built. It's free for the first 100 members. What SKOOL is, SKOOL, is a program that is a classroom-based tutorial website tied in with something very similar to a Facebook group, but on steroids. This social media platform has blown up since last January, and I just got in and finished my classroom. What it is I'm taking my Over 40 Fitness Hacks podcast and just putting it into this now community-based driven platform so I can provide tutorials on everything I know. Put the link to this in my show notes. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll see you inside.
Oh my God, dude, what are you doing? You're killing your spine.
So like this?
No, not like that. Stop. Stop doing sit-ups. They're garbage for your spine and they're barely working your abs. Try this instead. You want to work your abs like crazy? Let's do the bear. Raise your butt up off the ground. Good. Keep that nice soft arch. Push away from the ground. Take that leg straight out behind you. Hold it. Now, trying to pull him down so he's working his abs and his obliques. Drop that down. Now let's do this one. This is the bear with a kickback. You want to get better, not older, and work your core.
Yeah, so I agree with this guy. It took me a long time to come to that conclusion, and a lot of crunches and sit-ups, bicycle kicks, although you can keep those in the routine. The best bang for your buck and for spine health is just doing planks, side planks, things like bear crawl movements like he's doing. And those should just create the bulk of your ab exercises. Even I love doing the ab wheel. And as you're going down, you're basically always kind of holding a plank. Some people, when they come up to the top of the ab wheel, they'll round up their back, which, I don't like to do all the time. But I definitely like this guy.
You are taking Zeolite or planning to. This is a warning to avoid all nanoized liquid zeolites. One of my teachers, world-renowned holistic doctor, Dr. Klinghardt, will not touch it because of the risk of the aluminium contained within it.
So the only reason I looked this up was I saw an article online talking about how ingesting Zeolite, although it's a binder to different toxins, same thing as activated charcoal, and how bentonite clay also does similar things. Although not an expert at every single one, you can Google it and there's different pros and cons of why you would use each specific one. The reason I checked out Zeolite was because I saw that post about being able to bind microplastics in your body, which if you've been watching a lot of my social media, I'm just starting now to kind of pull the toxicity out of my life. I picked plastics just to work on that, and then going through different things like cleaners and that kind of stuff. So very interesting. And the article I read talked about this nanite zeolite liquid, which now when I looked it up, this girl is explaining that whoever her holistic doctor is does not recommend that. So just something to keep on the radar and do your own research later. I thought that was interesting.
If you drink hot water every morning on an empty stomach, this is what will happen to your body. Your organs will detoxify. Hot water helps stimulate the lymphatic system and help eliminate toxins from your body. You'll burn more bad fats. Drinking hot water can temporarily increase your metabolism, which promotes fat burning. Your headaches will disappear. Drinking hot water can help relieve headaches caused by dehydration or muscle tension. Hot water promotes blood circulation and relaxes muscles. You'll have better digestion. Hot water stimulates the activity of digestive enzymes.
I'll stop it there because we're never going to see the proof of the anti-aging effect, less than 10-year time span. But ever since I started adding in, more hot coffee, hot tea, anything like not scalding hot where it burns you, but just past that point where it's barely tolerable to sip on. And since doing that, it has been night and day difference, aiding on digestion, seeing a little bit more fat burn than normal. So I am 100% a believer in this.
Why in the world would people ingest methylene blue? Meaning, is their logic correct? Or is that a dangerous practice? There are people out there who are ingesting methylene blue. And when I was a kid, I used methylene blue to clean my fish tank. And I love fish tanks. I know you're into aquaria also. A different podcast episode, we'll talk about aquaria. But why in the world would people ingest methylene blue?
I've been checking out a lot of these different things for longevity and biohacking. I think I've heard Dave Asprey talk about methylene blue. And this one seems a little scarier to mess with than like the zeolite, the activated charcoal, bentonite clay, where, there's good research on those that they bind to toxins. But for the methylene blue, it's like we're just watching biohackers try this. There's not really anything that I've seen so far. And, even Dr. Huberman is very curious, but I don't think he's a believer at all. And I remember on social media, this methylene blue man, he actually had a tinted bluish skin and saying how healthy he was and all that. And the guy still looked like he was 100 pounds plus overweight. That wasn't going to help him out. And sure enough, I don't think he made it past 65 or 70. So watching some of these things and trends and, maybe 5-10 years later, we can look at doing some of this stuff. Let the masses go first.
Most people don't know that people from Russia, Mexico, and Brazil all detox from parasites at least once a year. But somehow here in America, we don't think we're capable of getting parasites. By the way, my name's Travis. I just want you to feel insanely healthy. If you're interested in that, follow for more. The CDC says 60 million Americans have one type of parasite. If you eat sushi or around animals or walk outside, you're exposing yourself to parasites. No, I'm not telling you to stop doing these things. I certainly haven't. I'm just saying detox from parasites.
So I have a DPC concierge doctor, very progressive. He likes testing for these kind of things, but more if you're going actively traveling to different countries. If you're kind of just staying around here, yes, you can get some of the stuff from some of the seafood and the foods that we eat here, but in his words, it's highly unlikely. And I still paid for the test when I went to go see him for the first time. And sure enough, everything came back clean. So, my entire life, no parasites, no nothing, because I've never really left this country more than a week and a half Euro trip. So I think for someone like this, who's a little bit more active and probably traveling the world, you should probably do some of these testing. Just my opinion.
Did you know that this and this target the whole pec, but more of the upper part? While this target the whole pec, but more of the middle part. While this, and this target the whole pec, but more of the lower part. Make sure you take all three parts and combine them together.
So he is correct. For those of you that are not watching the actual video context of this, he's just doing a bunch of different chest exercises to show, hitting the upper part of the chest, middle, and lower. And when I used to care about aesthetics in my 20s and 30s more, I would do a lot of this, and you would see some slight improvements to just doing flat bench or push-ups. Not a whole lot, but if you've really worked at it, you could start seeing stuff. I think more of the lower portion of the pec. But, if you got all the time in the world and you're sitting in the gym and you care about this kind of stuff, but functionality, I don't think, just do what feels good. That's what I do when I go around the gym. I just see what's open, if it's incline, decline, or flat. I like to mix everything up just in case one day you find out that, doing high incline presses absolutely destroy your shoulder, or like leg extension is not the greatest for your knee. And people who do that every day, that's not great. But doing it, once a week, it's fine. So just take everything in moderation is my opinion.
Is it okay to work out fasted in the morning? Is it bad to deplete glycogen stores when I work out fasted? And it says I'm taking 2 perfect amino scoops before I work out.
So you're doing the right thing. I mean, if you're taking the perfect aminos, number one, it's not breaking your fast. And number two, it's putting the right complement of the full spectrum of amino acids into the blood. And that's the key, right? When you actually have these 8 amino acids that are essential amino acids, one is conditionally essential, but there are 8 amino acids that are essential, meaning the body needs to get them from a diet.
Yeah, so he's talking about, amino acids, EAAs, branched chain amino acids are just the 3 that are more prominent that, people get that mental boost and then what it can do for your muscle hypertrophy. But, if you don't care about that boost and you want to have a more well-rounded product, I think essential amino acids, all of them, are a better way to go. And Gary Brecka here is right that it's not going to break your fast. It's 0 calories. The only thing is usually when you buy one and to make it taste good, they usually use, the artificial sweeteners, which are not the greatest. So I tend to use these only when I do my 36-hour long fast once a month. I just don't think I need it too much. I get enough protein in the day and I don't need the help of the boost from like BCAAs. And I feel like I'm holding on to, plenty of muscle by working out in a fasted state. I'd rather focus on keeping the fat off than putting, another 2 pounds of muscle on that no one's going to even notice.
The sad truth is that the superstars in the fitness industry, I'm talking C-Bum, Chris Bumstead and Sam Sulek, to me are like kind of above everyone else, like Chris especially. Chris started taking steroids at 18, admittedly. And Sam Sulek, doesn't openly talk about it, but we know he's been on steroids for multiple years. And they're just young kids. And so without even speaking about it, your physique is doing the speaking for you. If you're 250 pounds of muscle at 20, 21, and you have 5 million followers, and you see that, you're like, I want to be like Sam Sulek. You're going to make your hair grow the same. You're going to wear the same clothes.
So this is, I've had 3 gyms in my past that I ran for almost 15 years and chock full of personal trainers and juicers, as we call them in our day. And same thing, they may have all the knowledge in the world. Every trainer is different, how much effort they put into it. And then you see, their conviction of, are they living the life that they preach? And then there's the few that go the steroid route. And although I have no problem, they may know everything, just like all the rest of the trainers or even more. It's just, you always have that stigma that, okay, you you did this, you got this big. That's why people are coming to you. And either one, they want to do that with you, then okay, that's between you two. Two, they don't want to, and they're expecting like similar results to what you got. And that's the problem. And then the worst is an aging steroid user is a little bit more knowledgeable and easy to work with and all that. And then you got someone who's in their young 20s, just, you know, you got a lot of life to live first, but that's who they draw, is all the 20-year-olds that want to look like them. So this actually wasn't the video I wanted to show you, but this guy started with this and ended up showing a product that he had bought for this exact reason. How many of us just dump oil in the pan? You're thinking, oh, some of it cooks off and not all of it gets into your food. No, all of it gets into your food, all those calories. And a tablespoon is close to 200 calories. You get one of these sprayers, you know, of your healthiest avocado or olive oil, 2 pumps, you just put in 40 calories. That's it. And it was enough to coat the pan. So
the reason why I can bench the weight I can at 190 pounds and be comfortable, not have any shoulder issues, is this movement right here. Building controlled strength in the rotator cuff. I've never had setbacks with the shoulder, and all of my athletes thrive in terms of shoulder stability, impact, and contact sports, and their bench numbers go straight up. Controlling the way down and exploding up, building the entire rotator cuff. Such a crucial movement.
So I do love that exercise. My physical therapist loves that exercise, and he is correct. That exercise does everything for you to keep everything stabilized in that rotator cuff, so you can go heavier if you want. My thing is, you know, I don't like going that heavy anymore. I'd rather spend more time under tension. I do not explode with anything like he's doing, but, you know, his clients are obviously athletes and power lifters that need to do that. And yes, so you need to train in that explosive matter to get that. However, for the rest of us who are not getting paid millions of dollars to be that type of athlete, that exercise is fine. Just use lighter weight and slow it down. But I do that exercise 1, if not 2 times a week, and just 2 sets, 1 warm up and 1 a little bit heavier. So I think that's it for doom scrolling. I'll check you out in the next one.